Hello, and welcome back. Alright, so, last time, we did lots and lots of side quests. We did nothing but side quests. The entire stream was side quests. So this time, hopefully, the entire stream will not be side quests, considering I only know of, like, one location that we could possibly go that we didn't last time. And I've pretty much gone over the entire rest of the world, so hopefully there's not a lot of side quests left. There were in fact so many side quests that I have set up a fourth counter. It's not visible on this, I'll put it up in the next game. That will be counting side quests. Excuse me, you don't happen to have any dewy herb on you by any chance? You've never heard of it? Well, dewy herb is a mysterious plant that grows in Milos Woods, and it's said to cure any disease. Some people believe it's been blessed by the goddess herself. I tried to go pick some myself, but when I went to climb that huge tree to reach the woods, the Beast Watch intervened and Frog marched me away. Guess I'm not allowed up there, huh? But the people here treat you differently. It wouldn't stop you from entering Milos, right? I really need some dewy herb for my daughter. She's gravely ill right now. Can you find it in your heart to go to Milos Woods and bring me back some? My daughter's life might depend on it. Okay. Oh my! You must be the Alm Convoy. Say, seeing as you're here, may I have just a moment of your time? I promise I won't keep you long. I have a small favor to ask of you. Please, just hear me out. You see, my son and I love to go on fishing trips together. The other day I came up with an idea for a new kind of hook. But in order to make some, I need to get a hold of a few hippogriff talons. Have you heard of this hippogriff claw monster before? It's actually the foreleg of a regular hippogriff, but it moves of its own accord. No one's been able to figure out how it does this despite being separated from its former body. Anyway, since its talons are sharply curved, I was thinking of attaching one to the end of my fishing line in place of a hook. I reckon it'll help me catch more fish, but I need to test it out. If you happen to get a hold of any hippogriff talons, could you pass them on to me? Remember, you can get them from the Hippogriff Claw Monster. Claw, line, and sinker.
Huh?
Oh my, Solgard! You smell absolutely divine! You exude a sweet floral scent. It's rather enticing, I must admit. I take it you've come across some killer pansies on your journey at some point, yes? Killer pansies emit a pungent pheromone that they use to lure in their prey. And when the unsuspecting creature least expects it, they swallow the poor thing whole. All this talk of killer pansies has put me in the mood to lose myself in their bewitching aroma. Anyway, since their fragrance is so powerful, the killer pansy petals are the perfect inclusion for a scent sachet. Be a dear and bring back a few killer pansy petals for me, please. I think I'm altogether the wrong person for this job. I must have told that boy 1,000 times not to climb that thing, but the moment my back is turned... Oh, Solgard, just the person I need. I'm so terribly sorry to trouble you, but I have something very important to ask. Could you help me find my son? My little Mirth is, for better or worse, a very curious boy. If I don't keep my eyes on him at all times, he'll run off to God knows where. Normally he doesn't wander off very far, but this time, I've looked around the whole garrison and I haven't seen hide nor hair of him. Something tells me his curiosity got the better of him and he went to climb the jack tree. At the garrison, we consider the tree to be a divine entity, and, apart from the alms, no one else is allowed to climb it. Well, I can't go up there, you can, so could you climb the jack tree and search for my son Mirth? Full of youthful promises. Oh, darn it. I've run out of fabric for my garments. If I had a bit of thread from a silk spitter, I could make some more. Oh, what am I thinking? Gathering thread from silk spitters at my age? A silk spitter or two would have been easy pickings for me in my youth. Oh, who'd be old, eh? If a young thing like you could gather some silk spitter thread for me, I'd be ever so grateful. Would you mind? Alright.
Off to check in on Verdius Burrow? Rumor has it that Floaret, the Benevodon of Wood, is awake. Yeah, my friends won't know if something's wrong if they're all asleep.
let's head to Verdius. Get some actual, story done.
Where'd this feather come from?
It's big. Too big. A Benevodon, perhaps?
Oh no, they're gone! Everyone was eaten!
Jule?
The Benevodon of wood, it attacked, ate everyone! I can feel their fears soaked into the soil!
Does that mean the sproutlings are...
No, I think they're okay. We're interconnected, so I'd know. But we have to look around for clues as to where the Benevodon went.
Okay.
Gotta search the burrow and see if there are any clues about that Benevodon.
Well, Dryad's still here.
Oh my, you're all here. That is good to see. If I had more power, the sproutlings wouldn't be... At least you're safe, Dryad. What in the goddess's name happened here? Floaret happened, simply put. It was just after the attack on the sanctuary. The Benevodon of wood swooped down from the sky, and... Oh, Floaret, ate all of the sproutlings, and then fled the burrow.
So that's it? All the sproutlings were dead?
Oh, no! What made you think that? They were swallowed, roots and all. They should still be alive.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Well, that's good then.
Where did Floaret take them? You can't mean... Oh no, you mustn't go after them. That's why we came back, to show some Benevodons who's boss.
Exactly.
And of course I promised Dakota. I can't let Floaret make off with my friends and eat their buds at its leisure. You're here to protect the burrow? You came all the way back for us? To be honest, not just for you. We're here to save the whole world from getting yanked around by those Benevodon bullies.
That too.
You have grown so much! Really? It's hard to tell. I don't feel any taller. Whatever. Can you tell us where to look? Would that I could, but I have no idea where Floaret was headed. I am so sorry. But perhaps you could ask Trent. He keeps an eye on everything, including the skies. Good idea. Okay, everyone, new plan. We're going to the sanctuary entrance to talk to Trent.
Alright.
Trent will definitely be by the entrance to the sanctuary. Here's hoping he has some information on Floaret.
There should be side questing stuff over here. Whoa! Look at these cool trees! I've never seen anything like them before. I'll bet there are more if I go deeper in. Huh? Are you the Alms? Oh, wait. Did my mom ask you guys to come find me? I know I promised her that I wouldn't climb the jack tree, but I just couldn't help myself. I had to see what was up here. A promise is a promise, though, and a big boy keeps his promises. Okay, I'll head back down. Thanks for coming to get me. Oh, and don't worry, I can get down on my own. I'm the best climber in the garrison. It's from him.
Trent, you awake?
Oh, Julie. Alms. I'm afraid you found me under the weather. I was resting my eyes.
Not peacefully.
Are you sick?
Do not worry so, little sprout. It is merely a reaction to Delphos's curse gaining ground in these parts.
That's not as comforting as you might think, my friend.
No, it's
It is a simple blight. Such illnesses pass with time and repose.
Trent? Hello? We can't have Trent falling asleep indefinitely. The sanctuary would be down a goddess and an overseer.
Trent brought up a blight, I believe. Might we make for Legrazzo to mention this to Master Aish? I happen to have asked Aish about horticulture on a past visit to the archives. He may have a hunch that we could follow to its conclusion.
Oh, thanks, Palomina. Aish's weird obsession with research might be good for something for a change.
For a change.
Be right back, Trent. Gotta make a pit stop at Legrazzo.
A tree blight, huh? I sure hope our friend in Legrazzo can help.
It pains me to admit it, but we can always count on Aish to have ideas.
Yeah. Hang in there, Trent.
What an unexpected visit! Have you dispatched with the Benevodons already?
No.
Not quite. We're looking for a cure for tree blight. Trent isn't doing well after all this Delafos kerfuffle. He caught something bad, but we need his help finding another Benevodon.
Say no more. I'm flattered that you would turn to me in your hour of need. Dare I say we have become fast friends? Fear not. I have no intention of disappointing you, Julie. I possess a plant that alleviates the exact symptoms you described.
Legrazzo flower.
We have selectively bred this flower in Legrazzo. Its nectar replenishes several crucial nutrients in plants, revitalizing perennial growth.
The nectar? That'll make Trent better? Huh. Well, I guess all I can say is thanks, Aish. You really came through.
Wonderful. Your investigation of agricultural advancements has vastly improved since my last inquiry.
Why, yes, Palomina. In fact, it was your question about the adaptive properties of plants in connection to their natural habitats that sparked my interest in the field. You see, first I created a closed testing area where we could control the environmental influences on the organisms in order to isolate the...
Okay, that's enough gabbing for one day.
Saw that one coming.
You should know that it was your foray against Grapplevine and Verdius that inspired this particular plant.
Wait, how did you even hear about that fight? You weren't there.
Yeah.
True, but the Merchant Sisters were. They were kind enough to fill me in on your burrow exploits, which in turn rekindled my interest in the nectar. Von Voyage played quite an integral role in its cultivation as well. And now an opportunity to test our crop has fortuitously emerged.
The people here really do experiment on anything and everything, huh? Gardening isn't even a thing here in Legrazzo.
Such is a scholar's natural inclination. Our curiosity knows no bounds, and our attention wanders to whatever happens to intrigue us.
Inquisitive types, huh? In any case, you really saved our buds this time. Let's deliver this medicine to Trent.
Then I guess we'll be seeing you, Aish. Good luck with your research.
But I still like it on
Good luck with your hunting expedition. I trust in your success.
Never doubted Aish for a second. Gotta get this back to Trent.
Dewy herb. Is that what I think it is? You actually brought some dewy herb back for me? Thank you so much. I have to hurry back to my daughter. The herb is only effective while it's still fresh. Oh, right, before I go. I know it's not much, but I want you to have this. Something tells me we'll see each other again soon. Next time we meet, I hope I have some good news for you about my daughter. Thank you once again for your help. Farewell.
That was a great new experience.
Hippogriff talent times 3. Now those hippogriff talents. Just look at the curve on them, it's incredible! Are you sure I can have them? Thanks a lot for your help. I do feel bad asking you to run an errand like this while you're on the pilgrimage. I'm afraid I have nothing to offer you in return, but when I get back to my village, I'll tell the people there just how kind the alms and the soul guard are. They'll listen to they'll know that the Alm convoy, in all their generosity, took the time to listen to the humble plea of this elderly fisherman.
That was a great new experience.
Oh.
There it is again, that sugary sweet aroma. Oh yes, the scent of the killer pansy petals is just as delightful as I'd hoped. You've done me quite the favor, young soul guard. I really appreciate your help. Please, take this. A little something to remember me by.
I'm one step closer to becoming a true soul
sweet.
guard.
Oh?
Soul Guard, Mirth came home just a few moments ago. He said that you convinced him to come back home right away. Is that right? Thanks to you, my little Mirth is back, safe and sound. Please, have this, I insist. I need to repay you. Who knows what danger that rascal could have gotten himself into.
That was a great new experience.
Magic elixir.
Oh, hello!
Silk spitter thread? Oh, you're back. Were you able to gather some silk spitter thread in the end? What a relief. Now I can fulfill this month's orders. You've really saved my hide. I know it's not much, but I want you to have this. Thank you.
I'm one step closer to becoming a true
Lots of
soul
cash.
guard.
Okay.
Trent, rise and shine! I asked the Alm of Darkness for something to help with plant blights. Here you go!
Oh, you have my thanks, Julie. Alms. A peculiar taste. Why, I feel like a brand new shoot, full of energy. How marvelous!
Oh, good! I wasn't entirely sure it was trustworthy.
Oh. To think that you would come to my aid when you have another gravely important duty on your shoulders.
Now, I didn't say this medicine was free. We need answers, and you're just the tree to give them to us. We have to seal away the Benevodon of Wood after what it did to Vertius, but we don't know where it went.
So that is what you are after. Unfortunately, I have not seen hide nor feather of a Benevodon since the assault on the sanctuary. However, I do have a guess.
Yes.
A plant's purpose is to take root, flower, fruit, and grow. Floret may be intending to do the same. For that, it needs sproutlings. More precisely, it needs the wood mana that resides within the flower folk. Unfortunately, collecting sproutlings will not yield the crop it seeks.
That's why it ate them?
I believe there is more to its method than simply consuming the sproutlings. The Benevodon also needs a suitable location to germinate. There is but one place with a connection to the mystic realm suitable for growing its seedlings. The floating Isle of Ulul.
Ah, now we can finally get up there.
Floating? So, the isle is in the sky? How do we get there?
Lammy.
Dummy! Now that Ramco's powers have been unleashed, we can go anywhere we want. Ground, sky, wherever.
Yep.
That's right! How could I forget about Ramco?
How do you...
Alms, as the Overseer, I can but watch your exploits from afar. But you have my sincerest wishes for your victory.
How does he expect that we've been
That's
getting
enough for
between
us,
everywhere?
Trent. Oh, better get going. We have a flight to catch.
Relinquish the Legrazzo flower.
Floating Isle. What are we getting ourselves into this time?
There are too many unknowns. All we can do is assess whether our assortment of items is adequate.
Hey there.
Hello there. Are you a traveler? Sorry to bother you, but do you mind if I ask you something? Some time ago, I wrote a letter, placed it in a bottle, and let it go into the ocean. I thought that if someone found it, they might want to be my friend. You see, I get sick very easily, and I can't really play outside with the other children. I spend most of my time indoors instead, alone. I sent out that bottle never expecting anything to come of it, but not only did it return to me, it was filled with new letters and gifts. I gained so many unexpected friends. I'm glad I plucked up the courage to write the letter. Lately my health has improved, but it's still too risky for me to travel far from home. It's a shame because I wrote a reply to everyone who sent me a letter, but without any way to guarantee they'd be successfully delivered. Then you arrived. Do you think you can take these letters and deliver them for me? I'd like you to deliver one to each of these 4 people. There's Limini, who works at Ledgus Bay, then Jega at the Dede Cliffs, the scribe Kiona from Lagrazzo, and finally Heath from Tiania, the Fire Village. Here are the letters I wrote for them. Young girl's letters. I'm really sorry for asking you this out of the blue, but I really appreciate your help. I'll be waiting for you here. Alright, let's get going. I remember you. You're the young man who I asked to release the bottle into the sea. What's the good word, Sonny? You got a letter for me? Is this what I think? Is it what I think it is? I'm happy to hear that the bottle found its way to her. Mind if I read that letter right away? Aha! I can tell she's already feeling better. It comes across in her handwriting. If she continues like this, I'm sure she'll recover in no time. Thanks for coming to deliver this to me, Sonny. If you can, let her, Messatina, know that she's welcome to visit me as soon as she feels up to it.
Hey!
Greetings, welcome to... Oh, you're the one who found the Therese seed for me on the moors. What can I help you with? A letter, you say? How delightful. Aha! I think I know who this might be from. I knew she was a courageous girl. I am heartened to hear that the bottle made it back to her. She wrote so much, and I can tell from her writing that she has more energy since her previous letter. She also says that she promises to take good care of the seed. Please, let Messatina know that one day I will come to see her, both her and the Flower of Hope.
Hi!
Hello, you're the one that helped me pick up the scattered pieces of paper from before, aren't you? Thanks again for that. Are you here on another errand today? Oh, you have a letter for me. Is that from that little girl who sent out the bottle? So it made its way back to her. I'm very happy to hear that. Here, she put her heart and soul into her first letter, but this one conveys much greater hope. She's a strong girl, that's for sure. I'll cherish her words as long as I live. Could I ask you to pass on a message for me? Tell little Messatina that she and I will continue to be friends, forever. As soon as she's feeling better, perhaps we can go out for tea and cake together. My treat. I'll be looking forward to when that day comes.
Hi!
Hi there, Val. Boy, am I happy to see you. Huh? A delivery for me? Wait, this is a letter. A letter, Val? It's gotta be a reply from that girl who sent out that bottle, right? Oh gosh, it is! She really wrote back, Val! The Zinder Rock did its magic! So, does that mean that Messatina is feeling better now? I sure hope so. Hehe. Thanks for bringing the letter, Val. Tell Messatina that I'll be waiting for her right here, and that she can come visit whenever. We'll play together when she's here, and Granny Canlau can bake us some snacks. Welcome back, Traveler. Were you able to deliver all the letters for me? Thank you for delivering my letters and everyone's messages in return. I wanted to give this to you. You'll like it. My dad came back from a business trip recently. He said he met someone who helped him find a medicine that could help treat my illness. With that medicine, I could go visit my new friends. It's almost too exciting to think about. I hope I can get well soon. Oh look, that's my dad. Let me introduce you to him. Hey Dad, over here. There you are, Messatina. I've been looking all over for you. Is this a new friend? Wait a minute. Aren't you the young man who helped me find some dewy herbs at the Dede Cliffs? Oh, really? Wait, so he was the one who helped you while you were on the road? Yes, he is. I guess this means the traveler my daughter said delivered her letters around the world was also you. Incredible. You've helped me twice now. Thank you for showing such humanity to Messatina. I can't remember the last time she smiled this much. Thank you for being so kind in delivering those letters for me, and for helping my dad out with the medicine, too. I also helped put together the letters at the other ends, too. I hope that once your trip is over, you'll come back to Rata and tell me all about your journey. Can't necessarily promise that right now, but okay. You and I, we're friends too, aren't we? Hehehe. Goodbye, Traveler. Hope to see you soon.
That was a great new experience.
We got invisible bonds.
This
place is what remains of the mystic realm after it was conjoined to the mortal. When Kediel was created, a single island from the mortal realm floated into the sky. It's still there to this day. It is a beautiful, strange place, but don't let your guards down.
Now I've seen everything. Floating bits of land? Better not tell the folks down below.
This is what the home realm of the Benevodons looked like? Huh. It's chilling in more ways than one.
Get the let out, people! Floret's still at large, so don't waste too much time on small fry.
Perfect.
It looks neat. Floating Isle of Olo.
No feathers around here. We should keep going.
Our best bet is to find a location where buds might blossom easiest. are the same as the one in Verdius.
We know their origin. Where is the monster?
Incoming!
If you think you can hurt my friend, Mother Duga.
Save this one just for you! Rumble! Unleashing my full power! It's working!
It's working. Don't let up.
Mighty Elemental Ember! Got it! Okay. Harvest my fruit! Thanks!
The fruit seems to be storing its power.
Is it absorbing light?
Something seems off. What's going on?
It's creating its own energy. Watch out!
I can still fight. Out of my way! Come on!
And it's down.
Everyone, I did it! Floaret is gone, and the sproutlings of Verdius are in danger no longer.
I seriously cannot get enough of this floating island, though. You can see all of Verdius. Oh, you can see the whole world from here.
Funny, I'd never been anywhere but Verdius since the day I sprouted. Until the day I left on the pilgrimage, that is. I figured fate saw fit to grow me there, so that's where I stayed. That was enough of a reason for me. But now, I know that life's there to experience. I don't always have to follow the rules. If I hadn't met you all, I probably would have been gobbled down just like my friends and accepted it as destiny.
Yep.
I don't want to sit down and take things without a fight anymore. And I'm glad you all made me realize it. Not to sound like a broken record, but thanks.
Enough of that mushy stuff. You're welcome, okay?
Look at that. Karina's embarrassed.
I can hardly hearken back to how Joulet used to handle himself. The journey has had quite the effect on him.
Karina, too. The more you see of the world, the more those experiences change you for the better.
Yep.
Hard to leave such a pretty place, but we gotta get back to Verdius. Golly, Dryad's probably worried about us. Let's let her know we're okay.
Perfect.
Is it gonna work me out? Or do I get to actually walk? It worked me out. I need to go back there. There was so much more to go.
And against all odds, Floaret has been floored. Verdius Burrow has endured forever. Another banger from yours truly, jam number 1559 is a hit.
Not to me.
A stellar performance! And I do mean both the song and your fight against the Benevodon. You're a hero in your own right. With you here, the other sproutlings will feel much safer during their hibernation until the next alm is chosen.
I hope there's no more alms.
That's the thing, Dryad. I've been doing a lot of thinking on this pilgrimage. The world keeps changing, and I think it's our job to adapt and keep up. Instead of putting down roots, I think the only way to grow is to get out there and mingle. Oh my! Then you mean... Yeah, I think sproutlings should give places other than the burrow a try. Branch out in a bunch of different locations. I know that traveling the world hasn't exactly been the sproutling whale these years, but I think it might be my way. This is the future you've envisioned, Joulet?
someone's gotta take that first step, and I think it's me. If there's anything I've learned on this journey, it's that.
Well, I think that's brave of you. Yes, quite brave and good.
On that note, it's time for us to make like a tree and leaf. Things to do, monsters to defeat.
Yep.
Before you do, would you sing that song for me? The one you composed just as the alms arrived in Vertius?
What? Jam number 1460?
It's been that many since we started.
I was indisposed when you first sang it. Don't you remember? It isn't fair that I'm the only one who hasn't heard your masterpiece.
Well, if you insist.
We are all here in order to persevere. Protect the future for everyone. It's what we're meant to do. Making new friends and old down a path unforetold. I guess that's what you all could call this long journey called life.
Oh, how appropriate.
I tweaked the lyrics a little bit since its debut. I call this one Jam number 1560.
He's made 100.
Looks like I'll be touring all around the world, composing songs about my travels. So look forward to more new tunes from me.
He's made 100 songs since we started this. Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible. If it feels like Numbers 9. The Lord spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they came out of Egypt. He said, "Have the Israelites celebrate the Passover at the appointed time. Celebrate it at the appointed time, at twilight on the 14th day of this month, in accordance with all its rules and regulations." So Moses told the Israelites to celebrate the Passover, and they did so in the desert of Sinai at twilight on the 14th day of the first month. The Israelites did everything just as the Lord commanded Moses. But some of them could not celebrate the Passover on that day because they were ceremonially unclean on account of a dead body. So they came to Moses and Aaron on that same day and said to Moses, "We have become unclean because of a dead body, but why should we be kept from presenting the Lord's offering with the other Israelites at the appointed time?" Moses answered them, "Wait until I find out what the Lord commands concerning you." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, when any of you or your descendants are unclean because of a dead body or are away on a journey, they are still to celebrate the Lord's Passover, but they are to do it on the 14th day of the second month at twilight. They are to eat the lamb, together with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They must not leave any of it till morning, or break any of its bones. When they celebrate the Passover, they must follow all the regulations. But if anyone who is ceremonially clean and not on a journey fails to celebrate the Passover, they must be cut off from their people, or for not presenting the Lord's offering at the appointed time. They will bear the consequences of their sin. A foreigner residing among you is also to celebrate the Lord's Passover in accordance with its rules and regulations. You must have the same regulations for both the foreigner and the native-born. On the day the tabernacle, the tent of the covenant law, was set up, the cloud covered it. From evening till morning, the cloud above the tabernacle looked like fire. That is how it continued to be. The cloud covered it, and at night it looked like fire. Whenever the cloud lifted from above the tent, the Israelites set out. Wherever the cloud settled, the Israelites encamped. At the Lord's command, the Israelites set out, and at his command they encamped. As long as the cloud stayed over the tabernacle, they remained in camp. When the cloud remained over the tabernacle a long time, the Israelites obeyed the Lord's order and did not set out. Sometimes the cloud was over the tabernacle only a few days. At the Lord's command they would encamp, and then at his command they would set out. Sometimes the cloud stayed only from evening till morning. And when it lifted in the morning, they set out. Whether by day or by night, whenever the cloud lifted, they set out. Whether the cloud stayed over the tabernacle for 2 days or a month or a year, the Israelites would remain in camp and not set out. But when it lifted, they would set out. At the Lord's command they encamped, and at the Lord's command they set out. They obeyed the Lord's order, in accordance with his command through Moses. May God bless the reading of his word. What's it?
Oh no! I sense a gigantic shift in the flow of mana around Tiania.
Oh hey, finally.
Oh, that can only mean one thing.
The Benevodon of fire is up to no good, that's what.
Quick! We have to go to Tiania! This is the last one. We gotta make it count.
Off we go.
Val, I can scarcely believe my eyes.
Master Fugo!
And your friends are...
These are my companions, the members of this year's pilgrimage. We came back to the village to stop the Benevodon of fire before it's too late. Everybody, this is Fugo, a soul guard from back in the day. He mentored Liza and me when we were training for the job.
It is a veritable honor to make your acquaintances, Alms. Perhaps the answer is evident, but I assume you have not yet completed your journey to the Mana Tree. Where is Hina?
Yeah, we're here about that one.
Hina is...
I see. Dorfer has been particularly active recently. It seems I was right to fear the worst in regards to our dear home of fire. You mentioned a Benevodon has appeared, correct? You would do well to report this to Questa.
Yes, sir.
When you finish with Questa, I pray you come find me again. I have something to discuss. You never could sit still for lectures, but I promise not to interrupt your business. Come whenever you find the time.
Okay.
Master Fugo's right. I should talk to the mayor.
Greetings, Val. We rarely have the chance to welcome the convoy, but it is our pleasure nonetheless. I assume you are here to deal with the Benevodon threat. On behalf of my people, I thank you for your assistance.
Hang on. You knew about the Benevodon?
Our patron elemental, Allemande, has made his own report. His request was simple. Hold out until the arms arrive.
Oh.
It grieves me to see you bereft of the arm of fire. Val, please, tell me what happened to Hina.
Hina was... I inadvertently converted her essence into a core stone.
Through your curious ability to crystallize living creatures, I presume. Where is her core stone now?
Delphos took it.
Delphos, a man who's trying to attack the goddess of mana, took her from me. But I'm gonna get her back. I won't let Delphos keep Hina's core stone. I will make sure her core stone is safe with me. I swear it.
You don't need to convince me, Val. Stone or not, Hina has always been there. For you and Tiania both. If you need proof, look to Dorfer. So far, we have been spared from the worst of its recent agitation. The current unrest is surely due to the Benevodon. However, as the Soul Guard, you have a duty to tell Hina's parents the circumstances of their daughter's disappearance. I leave that to you, Val.
Understood. I'll tell them.
One more thing. You must enter Dorfer Volcano in order to reach Vaulchbel. Long ago, the leaders of our village felt it prudent to seal the entrance to the volcano to avoid trespassers inciting the Benevodon's fury. Since then, we have kept it under lock and key, forbidding all entry into the sacred mountain from villagers and outsiders alike. But I will now entrust the key to you, Val. Please defeat the Benevodon for Hina, the Mana Goddess, and for us.
Dorfer Volcano Key. Okay. I wasn't expecting a literal
Soul
key.
Guard and Arm of Light, our continued survival is in your hands. May the blessings of Mana be with you.
I promise. I will do my duty and protect the people.
The people of Tiania are with you. Make sure that you and the other arms are prepared for the battle ahead and well rested before you leave.
I think I already
And be
did that.
sure to speak with your own parents, too. That's an order. You hear me, young man?
I just did that.
So, you wanted to talk to me, Master Fugo?
Yes, Val. Will you sit still for it?
I've managed to endure in the past. Mostly. So, what is it?
It concerns Liza.
Oh.
Over your journey, you must have visited the Earth Village at some point, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
I assumed as much. By the time I had arrived with the rest of the alms, the place was overrun with golems, and Liza was already petrified.
Well,
I couldn't bring Liza to the Mana Tree, so I abandoned Guju to its fate and resumed our pilgrimage without the Alm of Earth.
He was the Soul Guard 4 years ago.
Though I completed my duty, I could not forgive myself. I was once Liza's mentor, but I could do nothing for her, not cure her affliction, nor guide her to the sanctuary. As a soul guard and a teacher, I failed you both. I apologize for keeping this truth from you.
I know why you didn't say anything. You were trying to protect Hina and me. Who knows if we could have handled the reality of Liza's fate if you had told us. But thank you for telling me now,
things a little
Master
easier with
Fugo.
Orin, though.
I appreciate it.
Val,
Oh, there's also something I wanted to show you. This is Liza's core stone. My powers crystallized her petrified form into this.
my word. Your powers did this?
Yep.
I know Liza, and I know she didn't think of you as a failure. I hope you understand that.
Her core stone is warm. A warmth that she always had about her. Liza, please accept your mentor's apologies.
Even if you had made it to the Earth Village earlier, Orin might have stopped you himself.
Orin? You mean that young lad from Guju?
Yep.
You know him?
He intercepted our convoy en route to the Dead A Cliffs, asking if another soul could be sacrificed to the Mana Tree in place of Liza's. But an alm once appointed remained so until the end of their pilgrimage. After that heated discussion, Orin returned to the village. I can only hope that he's given up his fool's errand by now.
Nope,
No.
he hasn't.
He didn't give up. In fact, Orin took it upon himself to try and change the world for the slim chance to save Liza.
I see.
And he's the reason we've got
Master.
this crisis right now.
Leave Liza's fate to me. On my honor as a soul guard, I will deliver her core stone back to the Mana Tree. Please, allow your pupil to complete the mission you couldn't all those years ago.
Well now, such a change from the capricious troublemaker you used to be. What is a master to do in this situation?
The master is supposed to let the pupil take the reins eventually.
Yeah. People of Tiania are with you in spirit on your journey. I'm proud to have been your mentor.
Oh, Val, you're home!
Dad, Mom,
You know, it's been so long. I think you and your father have a lot to catch up on. And you all must be the Ohms! You look famished. Please, come on in.
Yes.
Val, come back when you two are done with your chat.
thanks, Mom.
You've matured on your trip.
I have?
A great many things must have happened. Tell me about the journey.
Okay.
Well, for starters, he's an alm now.
I lost the most important person to me. I learned the devastating truth about our world, and now I have this weight of understanding pressing down on me. It's a heavy burden. The Benevodon threat and Delphos' curse have to be dealt with. I have to fix it. I have to. But I'm only a boy from Tiania. Just Val. And I don't know anymore. What am I supposed to do if I mess up? I could ruin everyone's future. All these thoughts are jumbled in my head, and I just don't know what to do.
It would be a lie to say that I understand even a fraction of what you're going through, Val. As you know, my calling is metalworking. I make weapons and tools day in and day out. Simple as that. Only two things matter: the steel under my hammer and the hand that wields it. You need to trust yourself. You have made it this far, and you have a great many loyal friends to help you. There are as many ways to go through life as there are people on this planet.
Indeed.
You may make the right decision and find that the result is not what you planned. What matters isn't choosing what is right, but following what your heart tells you.
Following my own path.
Besides, I could order you to do this or that, and we both know you wouldn't listen to me. Remember how I wanted you to take over the family business, but you were adamant about sword training with Fugo?
Well, swinging around a sword sounded like way more fun than studying weapon making.
You see? Just Val from Tiania? You've always been able to figure out your own path without my help. Own your decisions and believe in yourself.
You know, I'm lucky to have you for a dad.
Stop, you're making me blush.
I don't have an answer yet, but I won't get caught up in the doubt ever again.
That sounds more like my son. Keep it up.
It feels as though I have not had such a fantastic feast in forever. The food here in Tiania is divine.
Your mom can really cook. Maybe a little too piquant for my palate, but what do I know?
Val,
It's spicy.
did you want to call on Hina's parents before we go?
Oh, I'm afraid those two aren't home at the moment.
Oh.
They needed to harvest some flower seeds before the volcano became too active. I did
okay.
tell them it was dangerous, but they assured me they were fine. You can't win with that family.
Sounds like the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Let's take on the Benevodon of Fire inside Dorfer first. I promise to talk to Hina's family once we get back. You hear that, everyone? There's no room for failure. First, we take care of what we came to do. Then I can sit Hina's parents down and tell them everything, after things have settled. I'm ready.
That sounds like a plan. There's no time to waste. Let's subdue the Benevodon and protect the village.
I wish you all the best of luck. Go get that benevolent what's-it and show it what the people of Tiania are made of.
The way into Dorfer Volcano should be a long charred passage. No time like the present.
Oh, Val, just the soul guard I was looking for. Please, you have to listen to me. The Cerberuses at Dorfer Volcano have developed an insatiable appetite. They descend on Tiania in the dead of night in search of food. Those evil hounds will eat anything, even my poor pup Pero's dog food. Now, one time, Pero tried barking at the Cerberuses to scare them away. But all they did was fix him with a nasty glare and proceeded to devour his food, right in front of his cute little nose. My poor Pero, he must have been so scared. Cerberuses have those piercing red eyes. Just one look from them is enough to make your blood run cold. He hasn't gone outside since then. He won't even go on walkies anymore, and he used to get so excited for walkies. Val, you have to do something about those Cerberuses at Dorfer. Go over there and teach them a lesson for me. For Pero! Alright. Hey, we're finally allowed to cross this line here.
Look what the cat's doing.
This is how it's done. You're mine! Unbeam! Submit! Here I go! Shake sight! Shake sight! Shake sight! You're mine! This should be handy. Keep them coming. This should be handy. Ready? This should be handy. Unleash! Behold my power! No holding back!
What's the last?
Okay.
We triumphed together.
Let me see. A rare item!
Blaze wall.
Hello.
Say, you wouldn't all be thinking of heading to Dorfer Volcano, would you? I was there not too long ago and I came across a bunch of guardians all gathered around the same spot. Strange. How did you get there? It's locked away! I know better than to approach a swarm of monsters, especially not when they're standing right in the middle of an active volcano. So I settled for just keeping an eye on them from afar. And from what I saw, those guardians were huddled together to protect something, though I never got a good look at what that might be. If you do decide to head in and find those guardians, can you try and see what it is they're defending? I'd really appreciate it. Rubinus Ex Machina. Alright.
Activate!
I wonder how many of those will come across.
Brimming with power!
Right now, we've seen 2.
So, I'm not the only one worried about more than just the Benevodon around here, right?
Correct.
Tianyans were never particularly scared of the volcano. It's just something we got used to. Oh, but keep an eye out for falling debris and ashes, of course. Dorfer's eruptions are just a part of life. We coexist peacefully, sorta.
To each plant his own garden, as they say.
Dorfer Volcano has always loomed over Tiania, kinda like a protector of our village.
Okay.
Now that it's become volatile because of the Benevodon, I gotta do whatever I can to help.
Well, that's settled then. Sounds like we have a date with some magma.
Oh boy.
What gives? How come this volcano is so hot? I've been around plenty of fires before and it's never been this bad.
At least
It
we're not
is stifling.
actively bursting into flame
Almost
like
as though
in
our sweat
Breath of the
evaporates the
Wild.
second our skin secretes it.
Dorfer Volcano.
Ohms! Where have you been?
Oh, hello.
Salamando! Nothing can dampen your fighting spirit, huh?
Well, this Benevodon is sure trying. There's barely any mana power for me to draw from. I'm running on fumes at this point.
The lack of an arm is probably not helping either.
That poor girl. She didn't deserve to get her core stone stolen by Delphos.
Salamando, elemental of fire. You have my word that I will get your alm's core stone back.
Cool your heels for a second, son. Has anyone ever told you that you're way too uptight?
Not in so many words. I just feel responsible for what's happened, so...
You've got the same red-hot passion as Hina, and I like that. But what I want is action, not wishy-washy promises.
Yeah, okay.
Red hot? Hina? Is my memory fuzzy or something?
I said what I said! She was fiercely loyal, feverishly enthusiastic. She wanted to protect her village, fix the flow of mana, save the world, and stick with Val through thick and thin.
I take it back. That's Hina to a T.
Okay.
Cut it out. My tears are gonna dry up instantly in here.
The only reason Vaulchbel wasn't acting out earlier was because of Salamando's tireless efforts to hold it back.
Ugh, I barely did anything. I just kept the cinders from the volcano down to a minimum.
You did that for us? Thank you, Salamando. Don't worry, the alms can take it from here.
Is that all you got? Dig deep, Val! Once more, with feeling!
The Benevodon of Fire is toast!
That's more like it! Keep going!
And... Dilithos is next!
Yeah! Let him know who's boss!
Salamando still has plenty of steam left, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Gee whiz! I feel like I'm about to burn up in here.
Don't joke. You're the most at risk in this place.
Blue magma? I've never seen that before.
That means
Careful!
the air is
Blue
on fire.
magma is much hotter than the typical red variety. You'll be burned to a crisp in an instant.
The source of the cerulean lava is in several locations. If we were to obstruct it at its origin, we may be able to open a path.
The vessel of water might be able to help.
You bet it will! Undine will never let me live it down, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Elemental infighting aside, we should head for the source of the magma.
Blue lava. Blue lava burns significantly hotter than your average molten rock. Should you fall into it, you will be taken back to where you were before you fell. Tread carefully.
The blue magma is striking. Ominous.
Yes. Take care not to be swayed by its sapphire glow.
Yeah, you damn the magma!
I got chills from that brush with death.
Chills? You mean burns, am I right?
Yeah. We have a job to do.
This lava flow stopped for now!
Did the Benevodon of fire cause all this?
Nah, the volcano's always like this.
I see why the mayor kept this place locked up tight.
We can get through now. I don't trust it. Are we sure the path is safe?
No, but we
The
but
longer
it's
you
the best we
wait,
can do.
the more the magma builds up.
You heard him! Get the lead out, people!
It's the lead.
That's the passion I like to see,
lead.
Chule.
Passion, smashing. I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Aha! We can get to the center area now.
With some help from Salamando, we should be able to proceed.
The only relief I get in here is when we're riding that thing.
Hello.
It's a huge bird made of fire!
Even the tiniest can't torch a person.
This is an
Crest is an easier target when it's larger.
Just try to run. No holding back.
Summon the spirits to our side.
Aria. Next beat, Core Stone.
I thought I was going to go up in flames like a pile of dried leaves back there.
The Benevodon probably isn't far. We're coming, Fire Spirit.
No sign of the Benevodon of fire.
What's wrong, Salamando? You don't look so hot.
Well, without much mana power to fall back on, I'm losing steam. Olms, don't go down without a fight. Careful, or this volcano could blow out of control.
That's a lot of pressure, Salamando.
This is the final Benevodon, so we gotta see this through.
All the
We can't
volcano
lose.
puns.
I'm not gonna let Hina down like that. We will beat this!
Speak of the monster. Looks like our Benevodon friend has arrived.
Finally. Oh, that's...
Uh-oh, my leaves will burn to ashes.
This is it, everyone! Come on! I think it's working! Got your back!
We have to fight these fires, everyone.
I'm being strong. Not help right about now.
We have to do something about its arms.
Gotta stay patient. I'm on it. It's immobilized. Nicely done.
It seems to be cooling down. Come on, just a little more and we'll win.
Gives me strength.
Oh, we didn't get a level off of that. Surprising.
Yeah, that's how it's done! Dorfer ought to settle down now, too. That's a load off my back and my mind, for that matter.
Thanks for everything you've done for us, Allemande.
It ain't over yet. Don't forget about Delphos' curse. You still got work to do.
Where is he, by the way?
You're right. Delphos can't be ignored any longer.
Haha! That's the ticket. Your fighting spirit is hotter than Dorfer at its meanest. And don't you forget it!
I'm impressed. That's all the Benevodons stopped in their tracks. I think it's time to regroup with the Alm of Darkness.
Before that, there's something I need to do. I have to let the village know everything's okay. And talk to Hina's parents.
Fair enough. We did say we would do that.
Val, you and the Alms have performed most admirably. Thank you for everything. You truly are a hero to us all.
A hero? I just wanted to help my home. As long as I manage that, I'm glad.
Will you make for the mana tree once more?
Not yet. I still have unfinished business here in Tiania. I gotta stop off at Hina's. Just wait here for me, okay?
Sure thing.
Take your time.
Please give her parents our warm regards.
We'll be here.
Hina. I hope her folks are home. Hi. It's been a while.
Val, what a surprise.
Welcome home. How was your trip to the Mana Tree?
Not as expected.
Oh, not finished quite yet. Actually, I came here to talk to you two about something. Something serious. During our journey, Hina... she passed on.
She... what?
But how?
It was my fault. Protecting her was my responsibility, and... I failed. I... as good as killed her myself.
Val.
I am so sorry. Please, I'll accept any punishment. Just say it.
Dorfer's behavior has been strange for a while now. I'd had a bad feeling about it from the start. Guess my gut was right. It's hard to put into words, but even though I was so happy for Hina and wished for her success on the pilgrimage, at the same time, she deserved to have a normal life just like everyone else.
I understand, sir.
After the festival, we were so very proud to see that Hina was chosen to be the Alm. No one in the village was more pleased on her behalf than we were when we saw her off on the journey. But after she left, our lives felt less vibrant. I thought about her no matter what I did. I'd remember her laugh, her frustrations, her tears. Most of all, I'd remember her smile. That's when it hit me. I had wanted Hina to be in our lives forever. I suppose you don't always realize how important someone is until they're gone.
Ma'am,
Val, never doubt how much Hina wanted to be by your side.
Days before the festival, Hina would ask us how long we thought the pilgrimage would take, how long until you'd return from the mana tree.
She fretted over whether you might settle down in a different village after you were done, like Liza, didn't she, dear? Once she was appointed as the Alm, she was up all night, excited for the journey ahead. She said traveling the world with you was like a dream come true.
And that's why we're grateful that you were there for Hina. Thank you, Val.
I thought you two would never forgive me for what happened to her. This is almost worse. I wish someone would treat me like the villain.
Val, listen to me. She isn't gone. Hina will always be with you, in your heart. You carry her will. She lives on through your deeds.
That's right. You're living for the both of you now. We want you to thrive for Hina's sake. Will you do that for us? Come to think of it, Val, I believe Hina left a letter for you before you set out on the pilgrimage.
A letter? For me? That's right. But when I asked where she put it, she said it was a secret between the two of you.
Then she made us promise to tell you about the letter when you returned, and reminded us several times before your departure.
Did she leave it in the thicket outside of town?
Oh, so that was your secret rendezvous spot, huh?
You'd better get there fast before we find it first. Go on now.
Thanks. I'll be sure to check. You're the best.
That's where we had to go find her right before we left.
Our spot. It's gotta be the thicket outside the village. I'm coming, Hina. Brings back memories. This is where I first met Hina. I remember she was reading a book when I ran up. A A monster had made it into the village, and I was trying to chase it off. I had only just started to learn swordsmanship at the time. I won, but Liza and Master Fugo still got mad at me. I cried, but at least I managed to defeat the monster in the end. Aha! I found it, Hina.
With the flower decoration.
Yep. That's her writing, all right.
Dear Val, if you are reading this, then I'm sure you've safely returned home from the pilgrimage to the Mana Tree. If all went well, then I am now a part of the world's mana power and watching over you. I decided to leave you this letter now that we've both fulfilled our duties. After all, if I know you, I'm sure you're feeling down about having to let me go to the Mana Tree. This way, you'll have a little something to remember me by, and read if you're ever feeling lonely. I can't help but wonder, as I sit here and write this down, how your life is gonna be 10, 20 years down the road. The only regret I have, now that I've been named the Elm, is that I won't be around to see it myself. Yeah, I know it's selfish of me to think like that. Val, just remember that you have friends you can rely on. People who support you in everything you do. I know you'll be okay, even when I'm gone. Just keep going. Try things you never thought you'd do. Meet people from faraway lands. There's no end to the adventures you will have. I love this beautiful, spirit-blessed world of ours. I love it because it's where we were born, and where my wonderful parents and everyone else we've met lives. Not to mention, it's where I met you, Val. So I'll leave you with this. The future is yours. All I want for you is to live your life in the way that's best for you. That's my wish. Love, Hina.
Hina always did know me too well. Better than anyone. I wish we could have been together in the end. This feeling probably won't ever disappear completely. But that's okay. I'll treasure it. I'll keep Hina with me. Wherever I go.
Is that all your business taken care of? Then let's regroup with the Olm of Darkness.
Yep, let's go.
Sorry for the wait. Let's head to Lagrazzo. You ready, Ramco?
Are they gonna warp me there? I do still have quests to do.
You look more sure of yourself than before, Val.
I found a bit of myself that I'd been missing. Now I can finally move forward. Come on! Lagrazzo's waiting!
Oh! Hello again. So, were you able to find out what those guardians were protecting? Red ore? Well, I'll be. Would you look at that? This is an unexpected find. Sorry, do you mind waiting here for a moment? I polished off the top layer of rock. Take a closer look. Do you see it? This bright red mineral is a chunk of crimsonite. It's exceedingly rare. I'd only ever seen illustrations of it until now. Thank you, young man. I honestly never thought I'd get to see a real piece of crimsonite in my life, let alone hold one. Well, I'd love to add this to my collection. I think you should keep it. You braved the volcano and defeated the Guardians to retrieve it, after all. Well, I should get going now. Goodbye. I hope we meet again.
Helping out.
Well, how goes the issue with the Cerberuses? You defeated them? That's great. Now Pero can leave the house without fear. I can't thank you enough. This is for you. It's not much, but you more than deserve it.
I'm one step closer to becoming a true soul guard.
Oh, it's you again. And thanks to your help the other day, I was able to successfully craft my needlebeak quill pen. Unfortunately, it did not turn out quite as I had envisioned. Needlebeak feathers are rather stiffer and pricklier than I imagined. I nicked myself many a time as I was testing it out. Which is why I'd like to try making another one. Except this time, it will not be the feather of an avian, but rather the wing of an insect. Bet you weren't expecting that, were you? You wouldn't be carrying any assassinate forewings on you, I take it. With those wings, I could make the very first insect wing quill the world has probably ever seen. Please do hand me any assassinate forewings that you find. I'll be waiting for you here.
Oh no.
It's absolutely freezing today. On days like these, the best way to keep warm is by popping some red drop goo into a cloth bag and stuffing it under your clothes. The crazy thing is that it stays nice and toasty for hours. It's a goddess sin on days when the cold feels like it might turn me into an ice sculpture. Hey, do you have any red drop goo on you? No? Well, if you find some, mind sharing it with me? My word, so these are assassinate forewings. They aren't functional, decidedly insect-like in that regard, but oh so delicate. Look how intricate the veins are. These are fine wings you acquired for me, traveler. You have my heartfelt thanks. This is the spirits at work, I'm sure of it. Well, I should get to it before the excitement wears off. So long, and may our paths cross again.
Helping out people in need can be so rewarding.
Alright.
Oh.
We meet again, and I see you have some red drop goo with you this time. Nice! Just place a glob inside a thick cloth bag, careful not to burn yourself, and slip it under your clothes. We have special pockets exactly for this. Ah, toasty. Nothing beats a bag of red drop goo on a cold day. It's more cost effective than trying to warm up a whole room, that's for sure. Thanks a lot for your help. Here, a little something for you.
I'm one step closer to becoming a true soul guard.
Huh? You're the traveler from before, the one who helped me find the assassinate wings. Thanks again for your help. Those insect wing quills were a smashing success, is what I would have loved to say. It turns out insect wings don't make for aesthetically pleasing pens. People decry them as gruesome, and I can hardly disagree. Furthermore, insect wings are rather light in the hand and don't exhibit the same sort of supple elegance one expects from a feather quill. I took it as a sign I should just stick to tradition and make quill pens from, well, feathers. I'm sorry to ask you again, and I promise this will be the last time, but if you find any siren plumes, would you mind if I pluck them off your hands? This will be my final foray into making quill pens out of monster parts. I hope you can find it in your heart to help me out one last time. Quill Pro Quell. Gorgeous feathers! I had no idea siren plumes were this beautiful. Why, I could stare at them forever. Never has a feather bewitched me so. I might be able to make a quill pen unlike any that has ever existed. Oh yes, the spirit of innovation compels to create something truly remarkable. Wait here. And voila! A siren quill pen by Magnum Opus. This is the greatest quill pen I've ever crafted, and I want you to have it. Consider it both a thank you gift and an apology for imposing my quill on you. I can't begin to explain the satisfaction I feel at fulfilling this dream of mine. I think it's time the chapter on my life as a traveling quill maker came to a close. I've been thinking about setting up a studio somewhere, as it happens. As I grow older, I find myself longing for stability. It's a short supply when you're on the road. Meeting you was the push I needed to finally take the plunge. You have my thanks for that, more than anything. Alright, I do believe it's time I said farewell. Goodbye, young traveler. May our paths cross again.
That was a great new experience.
There we go. Now I can give the Siren Quill to Mugwet. Good to see you again. So, have you come across any special quills on your travels? Siren Quill. This is simply magnificent. You know what bird this feather is from. I've never seen anything of the kind. A siren. It's from a siren, you say? To think a monster of all things could possess something of such beauty. No two ways about it. Monster feather or not, this quill is exactly what I was hoping to find. Thank you for everything. I asked more of you than I should have, but at least now I have the perfect quill for the most important moment of my life. Carajara, my strawberry, wait right where you are, I'm coming! My heart has words for yours! Oh, you're that traveler from before. Well, Mugwet came home. Thank you for that. As soon as he arrived back, he asked for my hand in marriage and showered me with such wonderful gifts. Of course I said yes. I'm so happy that we can spend the rest of our lives together. Thank you, Carajara. I promise to make every day of your life happier than the last. Oh, Mugwet. So, shall we sign the matrimony papers and make things official? I have the quill, and a truly beautiful one at that. It's perfect, Mugwet. Wait, it wouldn't be right to sign this without first thanking you. None of this would have been possible if you hadn't come to our aid on so many occasions. This is a gift from Carajara and me, a token of our appreciation for all your help.
I'm one step closer to becoming a true soul guide.
Fill the CS gauge by 5% after winning a battle. I really don't need that.
Hey!
I proposed, and she said yes! I can't believe this day is finally here, and I have you to thank for it all! Also, just between you and me, don't tell Carajara that it was you who collected the majority of the items, okay? What she doesn't know won't hurt her. When I think of how we're going to spend the rest of our lives together, my heart just starts to dance. Thank you for all your help.
Curious. Just as I feel I'm closing in on the answer, more information arrives and throws off my hypothesis. I cannot rest until I figure this out.
Aish, we did it! We beat the Benevodons!
Congratulations! Though I never doubted that you would be able to dispatch with them, it is good to hear.
Master Aish, you do not appear to have received the requisite hours of repose.
Yeah, you
I assure
haven't been sleeping.
I have gone through far longer stints without sleep. And who could relax when there's so much data to evaluate? But enough about me. I have something I must tell you all. I have tracked the fluctuations in mana power to Entwine Bridge Pass.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
If the Benevodons are no longer a threat, then there's only one entity it could possibly be.
Yep. It's Delphos, and he's at Entwine Bridge Pass.
Say, is that not the specific span where Delphos swore to be together with Cerulia?
It is.
We should go if we want any chance to stop him before he enacts his revenge.
You sound worried. We just took out all 8 legendary monsters. How hard can an ancient hero be?
Very. Very, very, very.
Speaking, we don't even have to defeat the guy, as long as we can get the mana sword away from him.
True.
For this venture, I shall accompany you. I could not live with myself if I missed the opportunity to witness the historic reclaiming of the...
And he passed out.
You should be resting, not venturing.
Yeah.
I am merely fatigued. I will be fine, as long as I avoid fights and focus on my report.
I know how important it is to leave behind a record for history. This is for the future of Lagrazzo, Teratio, and the people across the land. Their hopes and dreams have gotten us this far.
Yep.
No matter how strong Delphos has become, we will fight. It's time for us to take back the Mana Sword. Delaphos has gotta be what's causing the disturbance at Entwine Bridge Pass, but we can't leave unprepared. Let's take stock before we go.
Oh hey, look, he has a quest for me. Good day, Master Aish. Have you been well? Allemande, hello! And I see you've brought company. To what do I owe the honor? Is there a dire situation I'm required to help resolve? Not at the moment. I merely wish to check up on you, for fear that you had become excessively engrossed in your scholarly studies. Again. I appreciate your concern, and you are right. I could do with a brief rest. I should tidy up some of these books while I'm at it. Aish, are you aware of the difficulty between... of the difference between rest and work? Forgive my curiosity, but are these documents your reports of what you saw in the sanctuary? Oh no, I finished that work some time ago. What you see here is a chronicling of the alms. You alms, to be specific, though it is still something of a work in progress. What's so interesting about us? How can you say that? This generation of alms is a collection of exceptions. Not only was the Soul Guard elected to be the Alm of Light, but the Alm of the Moon made an unexpected return. And I haven't forgotten about you, Jule, my favorite sproutling. Sometimes I kinda wish you would. I couldn't allow myself to sit still and let such anomalies go undocumented. However, as the project progressed, I encountered a setback of sorts. I realized that I knew next to nothing about who you are as people. So what, should we do self-introductions? No, it's not worth the energy. I attempted to research your homelands, hoping that some knowledge of your origins might spark something, but it didn't quite go as planned. Sheesh, you always overcomplicate things. Why don't you just, ask us? Interesting. I hadn't considered that option. Well, let's get to know each other better, starting right away. There's something in it for you, rest assured. And I know just the thing. Would you all accompany me to the Passagian Tomespire? I'd like to recommend some books, curated to match your interests. A stroll through the Tomespire is a splendid way to relax. Actually, there's a manuscript I could do with picking up while we're there. Sounds like you're just dragging us along on an errand run. I think it an incredible idea. It would be an honor to receive reading recommendations from Master Aish. At least someone's excited. And it might be rubbing off on me, because I'm curious to hear Aish's suggestions too. My suggestions will be more than satisfactory, I assure you. My curated book lists have had nothing but rave reviews from the scribes in Lagrazzo. Honestly, I'm not much of a reader. I prefer being read too. I'll be mighty impressed if you have a book for me. Time to show us your stuff, Aish. I'll be waiting for you at the entrance to the Tomespire. Don't dawdle now. Are you ready to hear my recommendations? Yes. Let's be off then. Karina, you were born in Longren, the Vale of Wind, am I right? Tell me, are the people there as hostile to outsiders as ever? Rude much? We don't hate outsiders, we just hate going outside of the Vale. Don't get it twisted now. But the honest truth is I couldn't stand that mentality. One reason I wanted to become an alm so badly was to get away from it all, and fulfill my dream of seeing the world. I wasn't a big fan of the whole upholding the ways of the past thing like everyone else was. Apart from the wind dyeing, that's one Longren tradition I do like. Wind dyeing. That's a way of coloring fabric that's peculiar to Longren. We scribes once attempted to replicate the ceremony here in Lagrazzo, but our efforts fell flat. There's not a lot of wind here. Ahaha! No surprises there. Only Sylphid's winds can change the fabric's color. But more importantly, you have to become one with the wind. Wind dyeing can make for great exercise too. Think of it like dancing with the breeze. See, so merely reproducing the motions of the process is insufficient. Also requires a specific mindset to succeed. Thank you for telling me this. Ramco, I'd like to hear from you as well, if I can. Tell me, were you always aware of the existence of the Flaming Drum? Doesn't seem like she was. I have no idea what the connection between them might be. Oh, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. No matter what she looks like, Ramco will always be Ramco. That's the most important thing. So the link between Ramco and the Flaming Drum remains a mystery. Seems my forays into the unexpected will continue. How exciting! Aish, you're making that creepy face again. My apologies. Force of habit. Now, taking into consideration what you've disclosed to me thus far, allow me to recommend a book. How can you possibly suggest a book based off of that? I hardly told you anything. What little you told me spoke volumes as to your personality. You are a rambunctious girl brimming with curiosity and self-confidence, who always remains true to herself. And I've just the book for you. Sacred Dances for Sacred Beasts? Sacred Beasts? Ramco, this is a book about you. There's tons of pictures and explanations about all sorts of dances. And you know how much I love to move and groove. Maybe there's one we can do together. Look, there are illustrations of famous landmarks of the world. I've never even heard of some of these places. But if I read this book, it'll ruin the excitement of visiting somewhere new. What to do? Well, if you want to avoid spoilers, you'll just have to travel the world first, it would seem. You mean supportive, Aish? Everything okay with you? Anyway, I'm not returning the book until I've visited every place in it. Come on, Ramco, we've got some reading to do. She doesn't seem to have realized that I pulled that book straight from the children's section. Well, what she doesn't know won't bother her. The children's section. Tell me, Val, what was your childhood like? What were your pastimes? I want to hear anything and everything. My childhood? Well, I was a pretty energetic kid, always running around playing with swords. I had this wooden one my dad made me that almost never left my side. My dad's a blacksmith, you see. I was curious about making swords and all, but I preferred swinging them around I much preferred swinging them around instead. What else? Oh, I helped my mom out a lot with farm work. Farming is really labor-intensive, but it sure builds strength. Your upbringing certainly set you in good stead to become a capable sword fighter. When I was little, I helped out my mom, but as I got older and was able to do more things, I'd use the time between soul guard training to lend a hand around the village. I'd carry stuff for people, chop firewood, get the fishing tackle ready, anything to spare me from my master's rambling lectures. You are a man of many talents, Val. I imagine you could easily complete any task if you just set your mind to it. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I never really took to raising our livestock. The animals would always get angry at me, or run away when I got near them. Which is a shame, because I actually like tending to the animals, if I'd put a little more effort into it. I see. Val, you are the very picture of an alm of light. Humble, pure of heart, ever positive. I wouldn't go that far, H. There's a lot I could still do better at. Like having a bit more pride in yourself. Now then, I think I have just the book for you. Let's see. Aha, here it is. I hope you like it.
Oh!
The Animal Whisperer, what they're actually thinking. Doesn't seem too difficult either. Books with a lot of words always send me to sleep. But why this book? I want to pursue something I have no hope of being good at. Have a flick through. You'll see why soon enough. Alright. Wait, when some animals wag their tails, it can mean they're happy? All this time, I assumed it meant they were being defensive. Really, Val? Aish, if you hadn't shown me this book, I'd never have learned this. Wisdom changes the way one looks at the world. If you ever feel down because something didn't go your way, I want you to remember this book and the feeling it gave you. Why are you acting all nice today, Aish? Flatter me as much as you like, but a book is all you're getting. You needn't be so on edge, Julie. I just want to have a little chat with you. That's what you always say, and then you start grinning like some creepy bad scientist. So can you suggest a book and get it over with? Before I get to that, could you tell me a bit more about yourself? You need only answer a few simple questions. Fine. According to what scarce material we have on Sproutlings, your kind spend their entire lives sleeping save for a single custodian who stays awake to water the others. Is this correct? Yep, I'm an exception though. Typically one of the sleeping Sproutlings is selected to be the alm, but this time the honor went to me, even though I was already awake. Normally, after the Om is selected, the next custodian wakes up, while the rest stay asleep. So that would mean you've been awake for a little less than 4 years. A little less than 4 years now. I'm curious, what do you do to pass the time in such isolation? Well, when I'm not watering all my friends, I spend the rest of my time composing songs, wood carving, daydreaming. All solitary activities, it would seem. You not feel lonely? Haha, nope! My friends may all be sleeping, but we're all connected. I don't think Sproutlings even understand what loneliness is. So my hypothesis was correct, it seems. The Sproutling worldview is one entirely different from ours. Curiouser and curiouser. I'd love to explore this point further, but I'm afraid it'll have to wait. Focus today is picking out a book for you. Could you hurry it up? There's no sunshine here in Lagrazzo, and the air is too muggy for me. I'd rather be someplace brighter. Do you believe that Sproutlings could ever thrive in an environment such as Lagrazzo? I mean, I don't see why not, but for me, a gloomy haunt like this isn't really my speed, you know? Oh, interesting. Though a location with ample sunlight would be the best way to keep you here. The observation will prove most useful in the future. Hold it, buddy. Just what are you trying to pull? That's for me to know and you to find out. Now, where were we? Yes, your book, Julie. Let me see. The joy of wood carving. Objects as vessels of emotion? I'm not sure this is at my reading level. It is a discipline you're familiar with, is it not? Many people use the arts to channel and express their emotions. Well, maybe it can teach me how humans use objects to express emotions I don't totally understand. Loneliness. The book seems to have sparked some interest in our emotions. I hope it gives you greater insight into our hearts and minds. Perhaps you can take what you learn about us and use that knowledge to teach me about Sproutlian ideas and philosophy. Yet, well, no promises. You've got pretty high expectations of this book, you know. I might not even like it. Is that so? Well, not to worry. If this fails, I'll just have to come up with a more convincing approach next time. Would you quit it, Aish? You're really starting to scare me. What was your childhood like, Morley? I must admit, out of everyone in the Om convoy, I had a particularly hard time picturing yours. And what's that supposed to... You know, I don't think I'll ask. Anyway, as a boy, I was troublesome, I suppose you could say. I loved to run outside and play just like any other child, but I was also rather sickly. My mother was constantly worrying about me. I aspired to become a hired blade, just like my birth father, which meant I often ran headlong into risky situations. Even I admit I was a bit of a wild child.
Curious.
It sounds like you had a fairly typical childhood, Marley, at least compared to mine. What do you mean? I was a precocious child compared to my peers, which gave my parents considerable headaches. My personality back then wasn't much different than it is at present. I see. I suppose growing up as a child who's extremely mature for their age presents its own difficulties. Yes, but enough about me. You certainly appear to be hale and hearty now, Morley. Once I started training to become a swordsman, I grew more resilient. I'm thankful my father introduced me to Mielpa, my teacher. He's a strict master, but supportive. That's about it, really. Look at us, sharing stories about how we were as kids. Truthfully, I never imagined we'd open up to each other like this. Trust me, the feeling is mutual. It was most fascinating to speak with you. Now, please excuse me while I go select a book for you. Ellie mentioned my early years, though. Will that be enough? By analyzing what you told me of your past and cross-referencing it to what I know of you in the present, the suggestion will naturally reveal itself to me. How about this one? Time, Place, Occasion. How to Dress for Success. Is this a book about fashion? It's an unexpected choice, I must say. I can tell you pay close attention to your attire. You may not realize it, but your outward appearance is a reflection of your ideals and expectations for yourself. You'll also find it has a substantial section on how merchants should carry themselves. You could use it to teach Niccolo a thing or two. I think he's doing just fine as it is, thanks. But you do have a point. I can see myself putting this knowledge to use. Thanks, Aish. I'll be sure to read it. This is only one of 20 volumes, so I suggest you get started soon.
What?
What in the goddess's name did you recommend to me?
Curious.
As for you, Palomina, well, I don't really have all that much to ask you. That is scarcely a surprise. Our friendship spans many years, and I have lodged in Lagrazzo often. Lagrazzo welcomes any individual on a quest for knowledge, and to the majority of the scholars here, social standing and prestige hold little sway. Lagrazzo must have served as a place of respite for you, Palomina. Certainly it did. This space is one of scholarship and studiousness. I was able to forget my status and my background and focus fully on the acquisition of knowledge. A person of your station shoulders a burden that others couldn't begin to comprehend. Hid it so well that most people were never even aware. You've been like that ever since we met, Palomina. I, however, could tell something was amiss. You would visit the Isle incognito, countless worries weighing on your mind, and bearing them all by yourself. I did not know you had noticed. I am a tad ashamed that it was all so apparent. Leading a country and uniting its people are difficult tasks. A quick glance at any history book will teach you that. There's no reason to feel shame for being human, Palomina. In hindsight, I can see that I could have done more to provide you with support. The sentiment is appreciated, but I cannot agree. You and the scribes treated me as your equal, and I could not expect more. That was all the support you needed to show me. I'm relieved to hear it, Palomina. But I do hope you'll avoid keeping your emotions so bottled up in the future. Your companions worry about you. Do I. I will strive to do so. Especially Morley. You wouldn't want to upset him, would you?
Well...
Morley? How do you mention him? Oh, goodness gracious me! You can't both be this clueless, and I thought I was the socially inept one. I'm afraid I failed to follow. Have I done something untoward? No, nothing of the sort, Palomina. Here, this is the book I'd like to recommend to you.
Oh!
Alexandrite? But this is the complete collection! I never expected the Tomespire to have such a rarity tucked away. The series portrays the hidden past of the jewel thief, but it is out of print! On countless occasions, I have cried myself to sleep longing to get my hands on it. Good to see your love for the character is as fervent as always. I picked it because I knew you were dying to read it, but there's another reason. I want you to unwind, Palomina. Read your favorite series, relax your mind, and you will gain the power to face your innermost emotions. Fearlessness to come face to face with my feelings is what I am lacking. Of course. Thank you, Master H. I will make the most of this learning opportunity. Oh dear, the excitement has only made her more tense. I feel my plan has backfired. Thank you all for keeping me company today. I managed to get my hands on the manuscript I was looking for, as well as learn many new facts about you. Val, please take this as a token of my gratitude. Thanks, H. I'll put it to good use. So, H, what were you looking for within the Tomespire anyway? I didn't see you pick anything up. It's the one he's got hidden behind him. What's it about? Come on, spill! Karina! Cease this! You mustn't snatch! Oh? Communication for dummies? Just when I thought I was in the clear. Why do you even need this, H? You seem pretty confident speaking to all of us. Exactly. I wouldn't say communication is the issue. It's getting you to stop. What's brought this on? It's not a matter of confidence, if that's what you're implying. Rather, I sometimes struggle to draw a boundary between conversing with someone and talking at them. If my interlocutory skills were better, I wouldn't have had to resort to prying information from you so awkwardly, like I did today. Hence the book. You really do take the strangest things too seriously, by far. Master Aish, I think you may be misunderstanding something. The first factor in effective communication is not sublime speaking skill, but the ability to listen. And you have already acquired it. We have never been able to open up to you as much as we have at the Tomespire today. I thought something was different about you, and all it was is you giving us a chance to speak, and you taking the chance to listen. Well, this is embarrassing. I wasn't even aware I was doing it. I suppose this means you have a natural talent for listening, huh? At least you know where you should be focusing your efforts from now on. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually. Might even work out in our favor. Morally. Thank you, my friends. I was not expecting to be schooled by you in this subject. Something about the way you say that irritates me.
As you wish.
Now that that's out of the way... Allow us to pick up where our last conversation ended, Julie. If you could tell me in more detail what you meant by... That's enough for today, don't you think, Aish? I've got a very important book to read, remember? Is he incapable of leaving things on a positive note? I mean, it's Aish. What were you expecting?
Perfect.
Even Ramco agreed. Master Aish still has much to learn, but I will suspend judgment until I have seen how much he matures.
I'm one step closer to becoming a
Shelter
true soul
of
guard.
knowledge. And it's for Chile. Fair enough. Well, they're not on me, are they? Everything okay, Chile? Something bugging you? Oh, hi everyone. Actually, there is something that's been eating at me lately. What is it? Popo bugs, a Sproutling's natural enemy. They're found pretty much everywhere except the sanctuary and the surrounding area. I never had to worry about them before, but I really gotta watch my back now. Popo bugs, huh? I've never heard of them. They're these long wormy things, and they have like millions of segments. They're harmless to you guys, so I'm not surprised you haven't heard about them. But they're parasitic to us Sproutlings. Apparently they chew on our leaves, give us terrible stomach aches, and who knows what else. I hear the pain is unbearable. Yeesh, sounds awful. Hang on, you said apparently. Does that mean you've never actually been affected by a popo bug before? I'm fortunate enough to say I haven't. But now that I'm outside the safety of Verdius and the Sanctuary, a popo bug could make me its home at any time. What a vexing vermin. Is there no way to banish these bugs and avoid ailment? I've heard of one method, yeah. It's a fragrant salve that's made using ingredients found in wildest woods. All you do is rub it on your leaves and you're set. But even if that's true, I have no idea what the ingredients are, or even how to make it. I mean, it's not like I ever thought I'd need it until now. There must be somebody out there that knows about the salve. Like Aish! I'm not so sure. It was a long time ago when I first heard about it. Since I was the only one around, back then, I really doubt my friends at Verdius would know anything at all. Why don't we go see Trent and ask for his advice? He might be able to point us in the right direction. Oh, good idea. He's bound to know something. Alright everyone, let's go pay Trent a visit. Wait, are you guys saying you want to try making the fragrant salve? I mean, you'll need it if you want peace of mind on the pilgrimage, right? Look, don't sweat it. We're more than happy to help you out. Aw, you guys, thanks. Shall we head off to see Trent together then? Excuse me, young man. You wouldn't happen to be Val, would you? Miss Murray, is that you? Haha, it's good to see you, Val. And you've gotten so tall. How long has it been since we last saw each other? It's great to see you too. How's your husband? He's well, thank you. He's off gathering materials right now, though. I'm running things here until he comes back. Oh, I was hoping to see him too. Anyway, looks like your business is doing well. Trade has been brisk of late, but once we got close up here, I was thinking of heading back to Tiania. We picked up some great materials that your father would absolutely love.
Oh,
really? He always says yours are the best quality around. Does he now? I'm glad to hear it. But you know, Val... Huh? Something the matter? Yeah, a little. It's the monsters around here. They seem more aggressive as of late. My husband comes home injured more often than I'm comfortable with. He always brushes it off as just a scratch or a bruise, but can you blame me for worrying? That's definitely a cause for concern. It's not like he's the type to take unnecessary risks, either. I was thinking of offering a prayer for his safe return, but I don't have a pair of feathers on hand. Asking him to go get some for me would defeat the purpose. I should have kept closer tabs on our stock. Oh dear. Miss Murray, can the feathers you need be found nearby? Yes, they can. The closest place would be over at the Gamerda Mines. The Pricklebeaks there shed their feathers quite easily. Don't fret, Miss Murray. I'll grab a couple for you right away. Val, are you certain? I'd hate to put you out just for some feathers.
Leave it to me.
It's no bother at all. Just you wait here. I'll be back with a pair of feathers before you know it. Thank you, dear. You're still the same kind, compassionate boy I remember, even after all these years. I'll be waiting here for you. Take care now. Featherly duties.
Hey!
Hey there! Have you heard of a monster called a shapeshifter that lives near Dorfer Volcano? They're an elusive bunch, apparently appearing only once in a blue moon, sometimes even camouflaging themselves as other monsters. I've lost count of the times those dastardly impersonators have fooled me with their tricks. Ugh, I feel like such an idiot. Look, just don't ask me how I keep getting hoodwinked, please. I'm already embarrassed enough as it is. Suffice to say, those shapeshifters out by Dorfer need to be taught a lesson. So, is that a lesson you'd like to teach, perhaps? Please? Miss Moraine, I found a pair of feathers for you.
Here.
My word, these feathers are beautiful, Val. Thank you. Oh, I got a little something for you to say thanks. Thanks, Miss Moraine, but you really didn't have to do that, you know. I was wondering, how does this blessing work? Why do you need a pair of feathers? It's pretty simple, really. You give one of the feathers to your loved one, and keep the other for yourself. The feathers will try to become a pair again, thereby reuniting us. It's a common practice across the world. Different cultures use different objects, but the basic principle is the same. I didn't even know that was a thing. Thanks, Miss Moraine. I learned something new today. You're welcome. When my husband gets back, we'll each take a feather, and that way, I'll feel more at ease whenever he's gone. I'm sure you'll have a happy future together. Now then, I'm afraid I must be going. It was lovely to see you again, Val. You too. Tell your husband I said hello. I'll be sure to. Thanks, Val. Thanks again, Val. Farewell now. Pair of feathers to pray for safety. I've heard of similar customs. You're in possession of a similar pair of protective plumes, are you not, Val? Oh, you mean this? But you still have both feathers. What's up with that? Beats me. I got it from my master before I left on the pilgrimage. He said every soul guard gets one. Come to think of it, why does mine have two feathers? If it's to pray for a reunion, I should get one and the other goes to someone else, right? Now I'm curious. Sounds to me like your master would know the answer to this.
Uh-huh.
I want to know too. I kind of want to know too. Let's go ask him. I'm just gonna eat away at us otherwise. We shouldn't leave this question unresolved. It is better to clear the matter up now. In that case, do you guys mind if we take a detour to learn more about my feather talisman?
Perfect.
Of course not, Val. None of us would say no to this. Thanks, everyone. Let's pay a visit to Master Fugo and see what he can tell us.
Oh no.
I take it you taught those shapeshifters a good lesson and gave them extra homework. Well, I must say, I'm feeling a little better already. Thank you. Here, have this. Don't worry, it's not like I'll ever use it.
That was a great new experience!
Strength Sizzle Plus. Master Fugo. If it isn't Val in the Alms, what brings you here today? There's something I wanted to ask you about this feather talisman you gave me. Oh yes, that old thing. I believe I presented it to you when you were officially appointed as Soul Guard. Right, well I bumped into Miss Murray and Sata, and she told me that feathers are used in pairs to pray for two people's safe reunion. I figured that the ones I got from you were for the same purpose, so I was wondering why I still have two. Would you happen to know anything about it? The practice of using feathers as reunion talismans began here in Tiania. Originally, one person carried two feathers, but as the custom spread around the world, different cultures put their own twist on things. See, the idea of praying for a loved one's safety stayed the same, at least. Legend has it that the very first Soul Guard started the tradition of the feather talisman. The first Soul Guard, you say? Subsequent Soul Guards carried their own talismans to the Manitree during their pilgrimages out of respect for him. Over time, the custom spread beyond Tiania. Does that mean that Liza took one on her pilgrimage? Of course she did. For why we use two feathers on one talisman, I'm afraid I don't have an answer for that. This would be a pretty obscure reason if you don't know it, Master. Sorry I couldn't be of more help.
Thanks!
You were pretty helpful. It's not every day you get to learn about Soul Guard traditions. I'd love to stay and hear more, but I think we should be heading off now. Very well. Goodbye, Val, and safe journey. Hugo fleetingly mentioned the first Soul Guard, did he not? Yeah, which means it was Coda who started this tradition. I imagine he'd know why this talisman of yours comprises of 2 feathers.
Yeah!
Let's go ask him. We're so close to knowing the answer, it'd be a shame not to. You're right, let's go pay Coda a visit. Wakey wakey, Trent. Got a question for ya. Dulé and the Alms. What a pleasant surprise. Welcome. What is it you wish to know? You know that stuff you apply to your leaves to ward off popo bugs? Any chance you know what goes in it? Aha! You mean the fragrant salve. I do indeed know the ingredients. It was a long time ago when I last heard it mentioned. You remember that alm, do you not, Dulé? The one that first concocted the salve? How could I not? She was an odd one for sure. It was an alm who invented it? Yes, and an alm of wood at that. How many years ago was it now? Specific details evade me. Popo bugs have been around since the days of Vadiel. They afflicted a lot of sproutlings back then, apparently. You'd hear them crying out at the pain in their stomachs, begging for a cure. Back then, I believed that that was just our fate, and we should learn to accept. To me, the salve sounded way too good to be true. But now I'm grateful that Alm created the recipe for it. I also kind of regret the fact that I dismissed her claims so easily. I should have trusted her. Delay. That Alm was certain a day would come when her fellow sproutlings would need the salve, so she passed on the recipe for it to me. And it would seem that day is now. So do not fret, Delay. She would be delighted to hear that her fragrant salve will be put to good use. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Trent. Listen closely. The 3 ingredients required to concoct the salve are Champerington, Dancing Fern, and Rose Lily nectar. You should be able to find Champerington in Milos Woods. As for Dancing Fern and Rose Lily nectar, they can be gathered in the Milos backwoods. Awesome! Now that we know what we're looking for, we can make that salve. Right, thanks again, Trent. Come on, guys, let's go find those ingredients. Very well. You be careful of monsters. Oh, Coda's here. Okay. I didn't know he ever came away from the tree. This is unexpected. What brings you here? Hey, Coda. There's something I wanted to ask you. Something I think only you might know the answer to. Oh? Let me hear it. It's about the custom of the feather talisman we have in Tiania. I heard you started it. Aha! This brings back memories.
Huh?
So you do know. Certainly. But before I explain anything, I want you to tell me what you know about the feathers. Well, I know that the custom has spread around the world. But in other cultures, people use 2 feathers to pray for a safe reunion with a loved one, with each person keeping 1 feather each. In some regions, they use different objects in place of feathers, but the meaning is pretty much the same everywhere. The thing is, the talisman that the Soul Guards use has always had 2 feathers that never get split up, and no one knows why. We heard the custom all started with the first Soul Guard. Thus your search led you to me. Very well. Allow me to explain everything. The feather talisman was presented to me by the goddess herself. One of the feathers was to represent me, the other was for her. The goddess asked me to look after both feathers. Unbeknownst to me, someone witnessed our interaction, hence how the tradition spread to other parts of the world. Whoa, so the custom actually originated from the goddess. Coda, do you still have your feather talisman? Not anymore, sadly. It was destroyed during my battle against Delphos. Never thought the day would come when I would see another. Oh, Coda. When I think about it, I wonder if the reason my spirit remains, though my flesh has perished, may be due to those feathers. The goddess's will for you to survive is what keeps your spirit in this world? That's one for the playwrights. Val, those feathers bear within them the hopes and dreams of past Soul Guards, former alms. Their hopes and dreams. You're with me, always. I think knowing that has given me a renewed sense of duty. We are entrusted with ensuring that these vital emotions do not vanish in vain. You're absolutely right. Thanks for everything, Coda. The talisman has taken on a new meaning to me. swear to uphold the honor of all soul guards and alms past, and ensure that their hopes and dreams are not forgotten. I commend you for being so on your mettle, but do not let the responsibility get the better of you. Which reminds me, since I already have you here. Long ago, an alm once presented this to me. I struggled to find a use for it, but I could not bear to part with it. I would like you to have it now. I feel it will be put to better use in your hands than it will mine. Thank you, Coda. I'll take good care of it. Farewell, Val. May your journey be a safe one.
Helping out people in need can be so
Traveler's
rewarding.
Talisman. Is this the fern we need for the salve? There is. See how it's dancing? Each fern is said to sway and shimmy differently depending on their color. You able to tell the difference? Nope, they're all wiggling the same to me. Same here. I guess Sproutings are more sensitive to these things. Well, not me. I can't tell them apart either. Looks like it was just an old Sprout's tale after all. I wouldn't be so sure. Look closely. The red fern does appear to be dancing faster than the others. You can discern the difference in their dancing, Morley? Are you certain you are not a Sproutling? Yes, the old Sprouts really were onto something. I'm guessing this is the rose lily flower we need nectar from? No lie, I don't think I've ever seen a flower this big before. Or this beautiful. Rose lily nectar is super goopy. It's delicately sweet, and you can eat it straight from the flower. Or you can set it out until it hardens and eat it as a chewy snack. It's like the Sproutling version of candy, I guess. I can infer that this flower is of invaluable importance to the Sproutlings. It's a versatile ingredient. You can eat it, make snacks out of it, put it in bug repellent. Oh, and I should mention that if rose lily isn't fully bloomed, then the nectar can be a little sour. Some folks like it like that, though. So the flavor changes according to the flower's developmental stage. Fascinating. How do you like your nectar, Julie? Just like me, nice and sweet. You only need a little lick, but the flavor spreads around your mouth like light peeking through the clouds after a shower. Wow, I need to give it a try. No, Karina, no. This nectar is for the salve, not for eating. For the salve. The sugary, viscous nectar from a flower native to Milos Woods. Is this a champringan? It's gigantic. Yeah, this one is really old. Champringan are kind of like trees, you see. They get a ring on their cap for every year they're alive, and they grow more fragrant. Really? Let me get a noseful. Hey, you're right. This smells fantastic. With a scent so strong, they could even be used in cooking. They could even be used in cooking. I bet they'd make a great stew. Sorry to burst your bubble, but this is one fungus you wouldn't want to snack on. Unless you have a Sproutling's iron stomach, that is. Guess I'll take your word for it. Delicate fragrance wafts from the rings that line its cap. Bearing ingredients, Trent. Any idea what we do now? You may now begin to mix the salve. I will recite the instructions that the Alm of old told to me. Finally, chop the champringan and the dancing fern. Add equal parts rose lily nectar to water and mix in the above. Stir over a low heat until the mixture thickens. When you smell a sweet aroma, take off the heat and pour into a separate container. Tap to remove air bubbles. Once the mixture has cooled and set, the salve is ready to use. That is all. I wasn't expecting the recipe to go into such a detail. The fragrance salve's creator was very talented in that regard. That's right, she was really skilled. We might have the recipe, but we don't have her knowledge, and it's not like we have a lot of ingredients to practice with. I may have a solution to suggest. If my memory serves, there is a perfume parlor operating in Ledges Bay. If we present the proprietress with the ingredients, she may be able to synthesize the salve. Should we give it a try? It ought to be worth a shot. Agreed. Let's head to Ledges Bay. Phew! For a moment I was worried we might never make the salve. Thanks, Trent. You've been a big help. Farewell. Be sure to make that alm's dream a reality. Welcome. How may I help you? Oh my! Is that you, Lady Palomina? We're here in person today, my lady. To what do I owe the honor? Or are my fragrances not to your liking? Have I unwittingly committed some grave faux pas? Nothing of the sort. You need not be so nervous. We have come to ask for your assistance in a certain matter. Assistance? From me? Interesting. A salve formulated by an alm from the past? I can't possibly turn down an opportunity like this. It would be an honor to provide my services. Thanks. I see you're a Sproutling. I've never met one in person before. My name is Glacina, and I own this perfumery. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Julie. Thanks for offering to help. The instructions you provided seem straightforward enough, though I must admit I know next to nothing about Sproutling physiology. Before I begin, do you mind if I study you for a moment, Julie? I'd like to make sure the salve will have the right properties for a Sproutling. Sure. Yes. You mentioned that the salve is applied to your leaves, correct? In that case, I should try and maintain enough moisture so it's easier to spread.
Golly!
Ah! Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't mean to be so rough. I see that your leaves have a very unusual texture and... Oh, so this is where they grow out of. Please don't yank my leaves out! You needn't worry, I won't tug at your leaves. Let me take a closer look at these small ones here. Okay. Julie is looking a little nervous. Indeed, Julie is not accustomed to close contact with people. Just try to relax, Julie. It'll be over soon. Just take deep breaths. Like this. Got it. That should do it. Thank you for bearing with me, Julie. I think I understand how to create the salve now. It'll be a while before I'm finished. Please, feel free to browse the store while you wait. Thank you. We will do just that. May the perfume production go well. Julie, the fragrance salve is ready. Sorry for the wait. Whoa, it smells amazing! Thanks, Glacina. Pleasure was all mine. It's not every day I get to concoct something so rare and unusual. If you ever need more, my door is always open. Thanks! Oh, and please take this. It's to apologize for earlier. I must have made you very uncomfortable. Sorry about that. Sure, thanks. It was no big deal. Not uncomfortable at all. Why don't you take it, pal? But she's giving it to you, Julie. You know, say sorry. Yeah, I know that. But you guys help too. We're in this together, aren't we? I think you should have it. I mean, take it for me. Come on, Val, breathe, please. I'll just give it to you, then. I guess it's a thank you gift now. To show my appreciation for the educational experience. Are you sure? Well, thank you very much. This wouldn't have been possible without you, Glacina, or everyone else for that matter. Honestly, it did feel kind of weird having someone all up in my leaves like that, but we got the salve, and that's what matters. Now you can walk around without having to worry about parasitic popo bugs living on your leaves. Haha, you said it. With this salve, nothing can hold me back.
Helping out people in need can be so rewarding.
I got repellent. Alright, so when we come back next time, we're heading over to the bridge. We've got all of the side quests out. I'm fairly certain there aren't any left. At least not until we beat the game. So, that's gonna be all for today, so thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.